Does some great stuff off schedule. You see the way that Pollard can run when he gets behind his pads, and he's obviously dynamic and explosive, but really pleased to be able to get the win. I thought a lot of guys contributed, and that's where you can see the depth of our football team. We'll enjoy this. It'll make for a fun flight home. And then what a great challenge we've got against Philly next week. Yeah, I think so. And I think there's going to be some cool learning ops for us as well. We had a couple things in the red zone where want to be able to connect, but he had a bunch of good catch and runs, makes another unbelievable catch on an in break, when we're kind of in a second down situation, but thought the touchdown was big. We had him on a little double move in the fringe, good late hands, and I thought he was excellent today. I believe he went over 100, got his touchdown, and Puka just, what a stud. I mean, he's so critical in crunch time situations, whether it's the 4th and 1 with a 45-yard touchdown run, well-blocked play. He ends up breaking the tackle, the safety, and then really in the drive that we felt like the game kind of opened up, 2 plays in a row to start, to be able to, lead to explosives. It was good, and then, I was pleased with our team overall, but the answer is yes, Adam. Yeah, they just saw the way that he got up. That was buzzed down. That wasn't from anybody. They were just being smart. He was kind of just, a little bit on the ground, a little bit longer than usual. And I think, erring on the side of safety and caution. And so he's good, though. He got his clavicle. He broke his clavicle, so it's unfortunate. It's a big loss. I thought Darius Williams came in and made what a clutch breakup that he had on the 3rd down to get us off the grass. Forbes and Jacoby continue to take steps in the right direction. I was really pleased with our defense. I thought it was awesome for D. Will to be ready. We said that we've got 4 starting corners. We feel that way. I feel terrible for Akello. Love him. It's such a bummer, but you do feel fortunate to have the depth where a guy like D. Will can step up to be able to supplement both Jacoby and Forbes.
What have you seen in the first 2 games that gives you confidence going up against the Eagles?
Well, I think we got a lot of work to do. I feel good that we're 2-0, Gary. And, I'll look at the tape. We'll have a lot of things that we can correct. But I thought the second half, you talk about being able to put it together on both sides and then in the kicking game as well. That felt like when you can put it all together, what it can look like, where you can be in control and command of a game. And that's what it felt like we were really, starting kind of midway through the 3rd and then into the 4th quarter. But we've got a great challenge. We know what a great atmosphere and environment, reigning champs. I think they play Kansas City later this afternoon, so it'd be fun to be able to watch it as long as the damn Wi-Fi on the plane works. So it better work.
Ended up being a big game for Stafford, but he did have that interception in the 2nd quarter. What is it about him that lets him sort of just shake off a play like that and keep going?
Mental toughness, resilience, experience. All the things that lead to great players being great. You show me a great player, I'll show you a guy that's consistently overcome adversity and setbacks. And so, it was a tough situation. I could have put him in a better spot. He never flinches. He was disappointed because of the spot he put our team in where you're down, 3 points right there. But you talk about a guy just doing what he can and doing the next right thing. And he was in total command in the second half. I thought he threw the ball with great anticipation. They did a good job of being able to present some different pressure looks, but he found his guys and got the ball where he was supposed to, and I think it's almost good sometimes because of the way that he's capable of responding, but he's a total stud. He was awesome. That was much more in alignment. I thought Ron did a great job, but we got 2 backs we feel really good about and a guy in Jarquez Hunter that's only going to get better. And so, and then, you talk about a lot of good individual efforts by our rookies, by some younger players. I was really pleased with Blake. Thought the little gap run that he had on the 2nd down and 10 where he got through the backside A gap, it looked like he was going to come out clean. He's explosive. He's a good football player. I have a lot of trust in him. And then, we'll continue to see that moving forward. So I thought that was good today, Sarah. Also want to give a shout out to Terrence Ferguson. What an individual play when we got the extra point blocked to not allow them to be able to get 2 right there. You see the athleticism, be able to track that down. He's a guy we want to be able to get going. But I thought Higbee did a nice job today, as well as Davis Allen.
You mentioned this week that Byron Young was coming off of what you felt was one of the most complete games of his career.
Yep, now I'll say that against this one too. What'd you think?
Well, I agree. How would you describe that?
Same. I thought he took his game to the next level. I thought his just pursuit. You see when Ward's able to extend plays, he's got the speed to be able to track him down. I think he made the game-changing play where he forces the sack fumble. But his presence, I think our outside back room, Jared does such a great job as well. But those two guys, they impose their will. They set edges in the run game. They can be able to create, whether it's some of the movements or whether it's winning on individual rush situations. Byron Young was outstanding. It was cool to be able to give him a game ball. He said it was the first one. So I've been shorting him for a couple times because he's deserved it before in the locker room, actually, instead of waiting until, Monday when we do it. They were changing. They did a good job. We weren't really getting through on the second level. Some of their their linebackers were fast over the top, and we were getting picked off and not really being able to get through. They did a nice job. I thought we were able to loosen them up with some of the things that we were able to do that allowed us to run the football more efficiently in the latter parts of the game. But you give them credit. They mix it up. Denard does an excellent job of creating a bunch of issues, really that system in general. And, and then they've got some really good football players across that front. But a lot of the issues kind of came up from us not being able to get through on some backside combinations where their backers were free over the top. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is part of it. I think we obviously don't want to get satisfied. Like I think there's some plays out there still to be made, and you can always grow and get better. But I mean, this is a good start, week 2, to be, somewhat rolling like this, playing, good team football, togetherness, celebrating each other's success. I mean, it's the way you dial it up for sure.
You became just the 32nd player in NFL history to eclipse 12,000 career receiving yards through performance today. Just was a milestone like that mean to you?
Well, I mean, it's much more sweet when you get a dub with it for sure. I'll tell you, I've had a few different ones over the last few years where, you don't. It's harder to feel good about it. So obviously, it's a little easier to celebrate it, and it's not a literal celebration, but to feel good about it, definitely. It's been a long career, so it's good. Anytime you could be mentioned with, under 100 people is just period of, let alone, almost top 30 in yards. Like that's something that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to my teammates as well, because it means that I'm out there grinding, trying to do what I can do to help us win.
What did you see on that touchdown?
Well, I got singled up, a little man coverage there, and had a great play call on. Just had to go out there and win on a stutterish go type route, and buckled him a little bit on the route with a little ha, and then got over the top and finished in the end zone on that one.
How did that feel, especially after the first 3 attempts earlier?
Yeah. No, he was trying to get me in that end zone for sure. So it was good. It was good to finally punch it in.
I think when you arrived here, Davante, you said part of the reason you wanted to sign with them was to help them get over the hump.
Yeah.
Well, next week you guys go to Philadelphia, where their season ended. How do you feel going into that first matchup against them?
Well, I mean, we're not looking at it like it's a Super Bowl game. I mean, we attack every game with the same intentionality and giving them full respect. Obviously, they're a great football team, but I'm not looking at it like this is the test to see if I've officially got us over the hump or anything like that. But I'm excited, man. Anytime you got a good opponent, great opponent. I mean, they won a Super Bowl, so definitely a great team. But anytime you got a match like that, with some individual matchups, obviously 2 really good teams that went really far, had a chance at it. It's obviously going to be, one that we'll feel good about coming out on the right side.
After Puka has a big game last week, did you notice any kind of shift for the defense, maybe pay more attention to him, or has that ebbed and flowed at all just these first 2 weeks?
No, not so much. I mean, Snead still traveled with me, and I mean, guys kind of. It was pretty spread open. It wasn't like I was getting doubled all game. There was a few plays where they did that, but I think they wanted to kind of slow us down with the shell a little bit more than doubling or anything crazy like that. So there was opportunities all out there. I think, like I said, we still had a couple where we could have potentially come down with it. A couple questionable situations as far as some holdings and stuff like that. Not to critique the officiating, just comment on the game. But yeah, we had a couple opportunities that we could have even capitalized on a few more, and that's the way we got to look at it, just so we can keep building, keep getting better as offense.
When Sean was calling and texting you in Japan, trying to convince you.
Y'all love that.
What was he telling you about what this offense could look like, and is that what you've seen these first 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, he basically, like, as he narrated each clip, he just kind of said, "This is, we have certain things in our playbook like that, because, the Jets, Packers, Raiders, when I was there my last year, similar, tree that it comes from. So a lot of the routes that he saw me run and stuff that obviously, gets run in this offense as well. So just letting me know that, things that you've been doing marry up great with what we do here, and can't wait to see you come over and do it in the Rams uniform." He said that probably 100 times in 6 minutes. So that was good.
Has that been the case here?
It has, yeah. I mean, you see, like I said, we had a couple, miscues down in the tight red today where he was trying to get me in there, and so I'm sure he knew that play was going to score, the one we actually got. So we didn't come up with the ones before that, but he just kept pushing it, trying to get some good calls out there. And I feel like as we went along throughout the game, he stayed aggressive, and that's the way you got to do when you got the type of team that we have. Just going out there, just running the clock out the whole time. You can do that, but there's a time and a place, and I like how he called the game today.
You played 2 games with Stafford so far. Just what have you seen out of him? Is there anything you've learned about him just being here and building his offense?
Yeah, to be honest, the most impressive thing of me watching him today was his demeanor after he threw that pick. Just watching how I mean, I told him during the game, I was like, bro, you are just the coolest dude I've been around. Like, just know, he's not cussing, he's not blaming anybody. It just kind of was like it happened in practice, which is, I mean, you don't want to have. There's obviously another side to it where you can not care enough, but I mean, you could just tell he's dialed in, locked in, not gonna let stuff like that, rattle him, and that kind of radiates throughout the rest of the team, just that type of poise and confidence.
Matthew's coming in right now. Matthew, Davante said it felt like you were trying to get involved in there in the end zone, especially there in the first half. How did it feel to connect there on the last one?
Oh, it was great. Missed him once rolling to my left. The second one dropped the snap like a amateur. But, yeah, it was great to get that one done. They brought a zero pressure, all-out blitz, felt it, so just tried to hang in there as long as I could. He obviously ran a great route. I didn't get to see the finish of the play, but it seemed like it was in a decent spot, and then he kind of curled in on the inside and made the play is what I've been told. But he's a hell of a player. Made some unbelievable catches today, connected on some big ones, and I think there's still more out there, so it was great.
22 of 32 targets were to Davante and Puka. What's it like having the pair of them out there?
Oh, that's great. Puka obviously had a great game as well with the rushing touchdown. Really kind of set the tone for us. Made some big plays in the second half on one of those first couple drives, which was great for us. They complement each other really well. The cool thing is cheer for each other. Nobody's more excited when Tay scores a touchdown than Puka and vice versa. And so it's just awesome to have two talented guys that complement each other so well out there.
I imagine when Davante first signs, you start thinking about what that pairing of Davante and Puka can look like. How have these first 2 weeks kind of lived up to what you thought this might be?
Yeah, I think it's a good start. I go back after every game and there's throws that I want back or plays that I want back and chances that we missed. But that's going to happen, and you got to continue to try to get better and better as we do every single week. That's the goal. But, for the first 2 games, especially with the limited time that I had with those 2 guys in training camp, I feel good. And I just know that they're motivated. I'm motivated to be as good as we can possibly be for our team. That's what it's all about. So many guys have a hand in us winning ball games, especially a one like today where – we handily, kind of had it there in the second half. So just proud of our team, proud of our defense, really all the guys up front as well.
How are you feeling heading now back to Philadelphia, where you guys had a tough loss in the playoffs last year?
Should be better weather, I hope. But no, they're a good football team. They've, retooled and brought back a lot of the same people in a lot of instances as well. So. They got us at our place pretty handily the first time, and then we gave them a run for their money, in the playoffs there. But really have a ton of respect for their coach, for their players, the way they go about their business. It'll be a huge challenge for us. I'm sure it'll be rocking and rolling.
When we were just talking to Davante, he said the thing he was most impressed with you was just your even-keeled demeanor that you had after the interception.
Mm-hmm.
Why was that important for you to show and display that to your teammates, especially as you guys are trying to get back on track in the second half?
Yeah, might have missed me slamming my helmet, but glad he wasn't looking. But we'll act like it didn't happen. No, I was pissed at myself because, that's just the one thing you can't do, right? Go 3 and out, punt it back, give him a long field, but it was a heck of a play by Cody Barton. The guy's in the B gap, on the snap of the ball, and did a hell of a job of skating out underneath it. I didn't think he was going to get all the way there, and made a great play. Got to give him credit. But only thing to do is keep playing. I can't just sit there and be pissed about it all day. Got to get mad about it, figure it out. I knew exactly right when I left my hand what the deal was. Okay, well, move on. And what's the one thing I can do? I touch it every play. Let me go make up for it right now and play smart but aggressive in the second half. And I feel like Coach called it that way. I played it that way, and it wasn't perfect, but ended up in some points, which was good.
In the third quarter, you put together that drive with 4 plays all the way down the field. You make it look effortless. What clicked there? Because before that, not that you guys were doing poorly,
Yeah.
but just it was not the same.
It's just execution. Yeah, 100%. It's execution, right? That's what it boils down to. Obviously, got us into a premier play on the first one with man coverage. Was able to, Puka did a great job of winning his route. And then the next play, Coach called a play action pass, and they had a couple backers that were in a deep spot. Was able to kind of wiggle one in there to Puka as well. But it comes down to execution. And when we execute with the players that we have and the scheme that we have, we got a lot, a high probability of being successful, but it's hard to go execute, and that's defense has a say in it. Everybody's got a say in it. So, but those 4 plays were nice, and it was nice to punch it in. I mean, first half, drove the ball well a couple times and came away with, less than touchdown, which is frustrating. So it was nice to score.
Each of the past 2 weeks, one of the first things that Sean will say about you is just how in command you were out there. Just how would you describe kind of your, on a basic level, just your comfort level with what you guys are trying to do and also the players you have around you?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it to trying to make sure that when we come out here on Sunday that I'm doing everything I can to make sure that we're running good football plays into good looks, and those guys communicate and understand my communication, and we go play. It's not perfect, never is, but I definitely put time and effort into making sure that we break the huddle, man. Everybody's locked and loaded and ready to go, and understanding my plan if we end up changing something. So I appreciate that, but it's not just hard work and frankly a lot of great conversations with Sean and our coaching staff and what we're trying to accomplish on certain plays, and we get certain looks and, hey, can we make this adjustment here? Can we make this a little bit better there? What do you think? And we're just constantly talking about it, and that's a fun part of the game for me. Cool. Thanks.
Sweet.
When you found out that Davante Adams was signed with the Rams, what were your first kind of thoughts about what this offense could look like with the two of you?
I guess it was actually fun. I think I may have said this before, but it was at Kobe Turner's wedding. I got that Coach McVay called me up. We're on the dance floor, we're dancing, and it's Coach McVay, and he's like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "I'm at Kobe's wedding." He's like, "All right, what do you think about Davante Adams?" And I'm like, "I think that would be sweet." I mentioned I grew up a Packers fan, so like it didn't feel real, and then like you realize we're gonna get there at OTAs, and you're with him, and it's been that and everything I dreamed of and more. Now I just saw on Instagram where we have a touchdown photo of us both flexing after his first touchdown on the Rams, and if you would have said that when I was in high school, I'd be like, "Yeah, you're crazy." So it is pretty awesome.
You guys accounted for 240 yards of total offense today, the two of you. What do you think about how you guys are coming together as a receiving unit?
Yeah, I think it speaks to all the guys up front of the opportunity for us to go downfield and maybe be able to make plays. And I think we're all pretty confident in our guy number 9 and his ability to put it in the right spot and to absolutely trust with your body that where the ball is going to be is I think an elite trait that our team gets to play with as a wide receiver group because of the confidence that we have in number 9.
Speaking of number 9, I mean, you missed time in camp, and you guys have had some new players, guys in and out, but everyone just keeps talking about like how in command and comfortable he is. Just what do you think is allowing him to just kind of play this way right now, even when things are changing so much?
Yeah, I think I know there definitely is a routine that he has, the time and dedication. I know there's an opportunity that I get in the mornings to be able to go out there and watch tape with him, and I know he's there before I am, and so he's already dialed up. The notepad's open, he's writing things down, and I'm watching the clips for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, did you see that up top?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I was watching something else." So you know he's put in the time and effort to make our jobs as easy as possible, but also for his complete understanding. So. His routine and his time it definitely shows out there on the football field.
Can you take us through the touchdown run, kind of adding another element to your arsenal?
Yeah, It was a short yardage call. It's during the week. Coach says get ours and then get yours. So it was a get ours first, and I was like, holy cow, I'm still on my feet, and I'd be like, all right, let me try to get up out of here. And I think another testament to our guys up front of just the physicality, and then I think especially in our wide receiver room, it's something that we pride ourselves in, and that's something that Davante has walked right in and been a huge part of, and we asked him to do a lot as well. And I know our guy Jay Wade is always being physical out there too, so it's an exciting play that encompasses our offense.
When you get that play call relayed to you in the huddle and you know the ball's going to you in a situation like that, like what goes through your mind in terms of excitement?
Excitement being you earn these opportunities to have these play calls go to you on the third down, the short yardage, and we draw it up. So I feel like I'm playing, trying to play the game and the play before it kind of goes on, watching where the defenders are going, and then just trusting it that we got landmarks and spots where we go, and just trusting that our guys will get that leverage. And then my foot ended up on the ground, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm standing straight up right now. So I was like, oh, let me try to run this one. So it worked out. Honestly, I don't think so. It was like before they were getting doing the daddy daughter dances and stuff. So it was like I'm kind of on the side, and the music's playing, but nobody's talking. So I'm and the only guy talking, and I'm like, I like him a lot.
Was that when they were trying to sign Davante, or they had already?
Ooh, honestly, it may have been before. So. Yeah, it was. I don't know when the wedding was, so we're going too far back now.
You asked him to lead the individual drills this summer so that you could watch him run his routes and weren't immediately snapping your head back.
Yeah.
When you're watching it unfold in person, like him with his route running and everything, and it leads to a performance like today, what's that like compared to what you saw in practice?
I think some of the stuff that he does in practice is there's a lot of clips that I got saved, and they are pretty wild, and it just goes. I think I saw another low grab he had today on the conversion of I saw that exact same picture last week and being like, well, this kind of feels like deja vu, but I mean you see them do this stuff during practice, so his body control and his understanding of when the ball's in the air, how I can go grab it, and also just I think protect himself. That's one thing to see him as much as you can when you're catching some of those balls, the way you land on the ground. There is a graceful art to it, and he's definitely has established that.
This is the second straight week that the defense has used a corner to travel with Davante. Just what have you noticed for what that opens up for you when they are focused so much on him right now?
Yeah, I think it's ability for everybody out there on the football field to understand kind of what are some of the leverages that they're going to be defense is going to be giving us, and I think it gives a lot of indicators to number 9, and the more information he has, the better our offense is going to operate.
We're up with you, Gary.
How do you feel going back to Philadelphia for the first time since the end of last season?
I think it's the next game ahead of us. It'll be exciting. Yeah, it'll be a good opportunity. We're going to enjoy this win and get back and be ready to be out there this weekend for sure.